We were talking about Soros for a minute, okay?
Oh.
We got this story from the Daily Mail. Magnificent Mile no more. Chicago is blighted by shoplifting as another American city goes down the toilet because its left-wing AG stops prosecuting shoplifters who steal less than $1,000 of goods.
This again.
It's a viral video of people. So the Mag Mile, for people who don't know Chicago, is this like strip of, just really nice shops.
It's like touristy.
Yeah, it's touristy. Yeah, I don't know.
Is it Michigan Avenue?
Yeah, Michigan. And they've got their, Forever 21 and Gucci or whatever. But there's a video of these people running in and just like young men stealing a bunch of stuff and then running out. It's very, very reminiscent
It's so progressive.
San Francisco.
It's so progressive,
I
just
love the idea that seemingly like as if it's coordinated, another city says anything under $1,000, we will not prosecute. What do you think happens when you're like, bro, if you come out and you say, ladies and gentlemen, marijuana possession is now decriminalized, 30 grams or less or whatever they did in whatever state. And then people are going to be like, okay. And they'll go get some. And then when you're like, we're also going to
36 grams, I'm good.
Decriminalizing stealing stuff under $1,000, they're going to be like, all right. And they're going to walk in and they're going to hold their bag and they're going to scan every item. And it's
$9.91, $9.92.
They're going to have a bag of groceries, scan it at the self-checkout. It'll say $8.99.99 and they'll go, thank you. And they'll walk out without paying.
Good to go.
And the police officers don't even want to respond to any of these calls. We were talking about this with Michael, what was his name? Schellenberger? Schellenberger yesterday, since he worked with Soros, of course. So this is something that Soros has been making.
And he was a Soros guy.
A huge impact on when it comes to setting policies that directly affect people. Now, when you look at storefronts that are affected, it's not just the big box stores. It's also middle class. It's also small businesses that are affected here. There's a big conspiracy online saying that a lot of the big billionaires are actually financing this so everything goes digital and real stores are kind of thrown and kicked out of existence. And already there was kind of this retail apocalypse that we were seeing just a few years ago because of the internet that started. This apocalypse has been made worse, but when these laws are implemented and stores are barren because people are just gathering their friends, coming in there 10 deep, 20 deep, and just taking whatever they want as long as it's under $1,000 and able to get away with it, what is that going to lead? That's going to lead a lot of these stores not being open, everything to be more digitized. So there's a theory going around that this is even bigger and that George Soros and other people are involved here in order to push this retail apocalypse. Now, again, that's a lot of assertions, but in our modern day,
you will own nothing and you will be happy.
Exactly.
You'll have no body and you'll be happy.
And then you also have a war on cash that way,
said.
because when you have a war on retail, you have a war on kind of free enterprise, people being able to exchange goods with cash anonymously instead of just having everything tracked, traced, and database online.
But wouldn't you want to be plugged into your own personal matrix?
The metaverse, excuse me.
Yeah,
it's
the
called
metaverse.
Mark Zuckerberg,
from Zuckerberg
calls it the metaverse.
Well,
now.
listen. You look outside your window in Chicago, and what do you see? Crime, gun battles, gangs, and you say to yourself, I am going to plug into the Oasis, Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse.
That's Ready Player One, the Oasis.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
See, Ready Player One was transhumanist propaganda because they want you to think it'll be like the Oasis. Oh, it'll be this cool video game and we get to, all play and it'll be like all our favorite games and movies. And there's this whole John Hughes thing. I read the book too. I read Ready Player 2. I like the books, but that's not what it's going to be like, right? Because it's going to be like, remember, he lives in a trailer park, this giant trailer park. The stacks. That's going to be the whole world. They kill his family. They kill his mom.
Yeah, they crush her, right?
Yeah, they crush her.
Jeez.
And there's like this corporate drone strike that like takes her out and his entire neighborhood. That's going to be the world. And then you're not going to be someone who has like a physical, self other than some like corpulent ball of goo, right? You're going to be like in Wall-E, right?
No, sure. In the real, like, have you seen Surrogates?
Yeah.
So it's, for those who aren't familiar, Surrogates is the movie where everyone has a robot version of themselves. Right. But like in the beginning, two people meet. It's like a hot chick and a guy, and then when they try to track, they get murdered because this device can kill them through the surrogate. Surrogates are basically robots that you control from your house for safety reasons. And then they track this guy, the woman down. Turns out it's a big, morbidly obese man using a woman's body. So a lot of this, people think they're going to live in this digital virtual world where they will be whatever their self-identified person is, or But if you actually think about it, whenever it comes to these authoritarian ideologies, the low-ranking individuals who foment it by protesting or rioting or demanding it think there's going to be some beautiful new world. We're going to have all this free stuff. I love that meme, right? Where the guy said, what are you going to do once communism is established? Yeah. And then he's like, I'll probably take some art classes, hang out with my friends, do some farm classes on my farm, and then maybe go to the store. And then someone's like, your farm?
Hilarious.
These people don't get it.
Hilarious.
No,
I actually saw a good one of those.
Like Black Mirror.
I saw a twist on that actually recently.
The Gulag version?
Where they were saying it. No. It was it was one where they were saying, so what do you want to do in the new world? And it was like a woman, and they go, oh, well, just like kind of raise my family, take care of my kids, maybe do some gardening, sort of hang out, read, write some poetry. And they said, so you want to be a trad wife?
Yeah.
They're like, no.
Your kids.
Yeah, your
right.
kids.
Our kids.
The village
I saw a
kids.
similar meme of an NPC being like, during communism, I'm going to write poetry and study and practice my slam poetry. And then it's another NPC with a machine gun in the next frame saying, off to the gulag.
No. The better one is it's a guy with glasses and like a hipster haircut, and it's green, and he's crying, and he said, there must be some mistake. I'm a web blogger. I should be writing stories. And the guy pointing the gun says, shut up and break the rocks.
Yep.
And that's the future.
There must be some mistake. I supported all of this.
There's
Now,
a reason
to
we
be-
don't talk
to-
about the Mensheviks anymore.
To be fair, though, if they do this metaverse thing where they want you to spend most of your life in a digital world,
Controlled by Mark Zuckerberg.
sure, the problem isn't going to. It's going to be Brave New World. It's not going to be this like. It's not going to be a digital gulag. It's going to be a digital.
It's a pleasure palace.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna be giving you all of the great things you want, and if you defy them, they take those things away from you.
You'll be getting paid to eat digital food instead of real food. Like
Weird.
if you're hungry, they'll be like, eat this digital broccoli for a token, and then you'll do it. And
Why?
You'll skip a meal because it'll be hard to get food to people. So that this will be ways to.
If they can do true
And
like
then
immersive.
and then you get like a dose of nutrients in the real world.
Yeah, they'll be
so you feel like you've had-
injectable
Yeah.
nutrient paste or something. I just picked up
Oh,
a
man,
MSN, a Business Insider article. Jack Dorsey mocks Zuckerberg's metaverse plan, saying it's dystopian.
Oh, wow.
Oh really,
Oh,
Jack?
wow.
Come on.
I think Jack's
dude.
more legit than people give him credit for, but he's not in a position.
But that's
with-
my point. That
Oh,
what's he
dude,
gonna,
he's
what's he
a
actually going to do about it?
billionaire.
Oh yeah, that.
How much money did he give away to like social justice causes? Spare me.
But-
The dude's a coward.
I mean, regarding Twitter, he's not in a position with Twitter to do anything with Twitter anymore. He
could-
sold the company basically.
yeah, but he could buy up large portions of it back.
He's
if he
got
wants to.
Square and he's
Yeah.
working with Bitcoin.
He doesn't care,
tweeted out
dude.
Rothbards.
I have heard
He could get in the
enough.
fight.
I have
and
unheard
actually do
enough
something.
from
Yeah.
him.
He's speaking
to-
out
No,
against
against
Zuckerberg's, metaverse.
I have heard so much from this guy about what he was planning to do for the past several years. He never does.
Well, sometimes you
and
do it
then
in
what
secret.
happens is he says, "I'm going to make a social media platform that's crypto based on the blockchain, so you can't ban people." And then he does nothing. But when he says it, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, look at Jack Dorsey." So now he comes out and he's like, "Mark Zuckerberg's dystopian," and people are like, "Oh yeah, Jack Dorsey, shut up. He's not doing anything."
See, this
But
is
he
how
is
I feel
right.
about Jon Stewart. That's
Well-
exactly
well,
how
my-
I feel about
I
Jon
think
Stewart. And I agree
Zuckerberg-
with you on Darcy, by the way. I feel the same way about Elon Musk. I feel
Yo,
the exact same way about Elon
Bongino is
Musk.
threatening to walk away from his entire syndicated
Well,
radio
it's just
show.
words. I mean, we're all talking about people
Well,
just talking right now.
I still think Zuckerberg.
Steve Bannon's not. Steve Bannon
Steve
was
Bannon's
like,
not.
"Shove it,"
Yeah.
and they're like, "We're gonna arrest you."
Well,
and he's
well,
like, "Shove
let
it."
me, and I'll, just because I've actually read the legal filings from Bannon's lawyers and from his team, and like he and I haven't discussed this or anything, even though I co-host on War Room a lot. So I've had like a ton of people hitting me up. Oh, what's Steve going to do? What's Steve going to do? It's right there in the filings. He's pointed out that he did testify in front of Mueller. He did go to the Senate. He did go to the House. He's testified 3 separate occasions, and he actually says that he'd be happy to testify again. But
It's the floor vote's not gonna.
they want to ask him about. Well, this is the legal side. They want to ask him about his conversations with Trump, and the thing is, when he had those conversations with Trump, this is prior to January 20th. That means Trump was the sitting president of the United States.
Executive privilege.
That's under executive privilege. The House, which is part of Congress, is part of the legislative branch, and the Supreme Court has held this for a long time that those branches, that this is a check against each other.
Yeah, but Jack, laws don't matter when you
I'm not-
when you run
yeah,
an
yeah,
empire.
yeah.
Look what they did to Michael Flynn. Look what they did to so many other people that stood in their way. They took them down. I still believe Dorsey and Zuckerberg are just front people in my personal opinion, a part of the larger kind of agenda that they're pushing.
Well, the larger agenda is ESGs from BlackRock and them essentially giving an ESG is a corporate social credit score. So BlackRock has the money because they've been given these loans. They can get it directly from the Fed through the Cantillon effect, right? They're not seeing the inflation on their end. But then if anybody else wants the investment, if anybody else wants to boost their stocks through BlackRock buying whatever percentage they're buying of you, do they have 7% of Pfizer today, 4% of Pfizer today? It fluctuates. I was actually talking to a guy about this, and he owns a utilities company in Pennsylvania, and he was saying like BlackRock has been buying and selling our stock for years, and they won't even talk to us. Like we've tried to reach out to them, and they won't even get on the phone with us, and they'll be spending millions and millions of dollars because of this.